Vinnie Sunseri, I hope you're having a great day, sir. Welcome into the game here in Tuscaloosa. Hope all is well, man.
How's it been going with you guys down in Tuscaloosa? Is it starting to warm up a little bit for you?
It is. It is. The sun came out for the first time in about 2 weeks. It was a weird, bright, shiny object that was sitting in the sky, but we haven't seen it in so long. We didn't even know what it looked like, man.
Yeah, you guys are going to get sunburned since you haven't seen it in so long.
Yes. But now, Vinny, I will tell you, we have been on our best behavior all week. We have been respecting our opponent. We know they got good players. The Citadel, I mean, we've done as Nick Saban asked us to do, and we've respected the opponent all week.
Yeah, 100%. That's the MO. He's been doing that since I've been a freshman in 2011. That's exactly how he approaches every single game because his first year he took a hard loss to a University of Louisiana Monroe team, and then when he was at LSU with my father, they lost to UAB. So you always have to respect your opponent and know that they're coming in to try and upset you, especially whenever you can come in and upset the number one team in the nation. It's never going to go unlikely, and everybody's going to try and come in, and this is their Super Bowl game. So Alabama has to go out and try and get better this week so that whenever they go play Auburn, they play better. And so whenever they play Georgia, they're at their best and continuing to grow and continue to develop each week.
Vinny, how worried would you be because this is an option team and we know the blocks sometimes can get a little low? How worried would you be if you know that's coming? Is there a way to prepare for that? Is there a way to kind of avoid some of those heavy blocks, lower blocks that these option teams like to do?
You know, it's all about being able to handle body control and handle the blockers and understand that they're going to go low. And I'm sure this whole entire week, the defensive line, the linebackers, and even some of the safeties and defensive backs that drop down in the box have been prepping for that, and they have to be able to use their hands and keep them off their knees. It's a part of the game. It was one of those offenses back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s that everybody ran, and there weren't a lot of injuries back then. So if you handle it the right way and you prepare for it, then there is no excuse for it. You have to go out there and play football, and it's just like every other game.
It's certainly going to be a game that we're going to grab our attention, and we've been talking all about Tua's knee, man. I tell you, we talked to you on Monday. I mean, I feel like we covered the knee in so many different areas, but it looks like the brace, he limited a couple of days with pulling the brace off and going to a sleeve, and I think it's pretty obvious, man, he's not very comfortable with this brace. I don't even know if it's the knee. I think he's more just uncomfortable with this darn brace is what it looks like to me.
You know, coming off my ACL, I hated wearing the brace. It's not natural. It's heavy. It limits you in some capacity on how you're able to bend your knee and the range of motion that you have. And if you don't usually wear it, then it is something that you have to get used to. I think it would be smart for him if he does play in this game to use the brace, just because it's going to protect his knee and protect him and give him more self-confidence in his knee during the game. And listening to what you're saying, that he's been wearing a sleeve, he hasn't been wearing the brace as much, kind of shows me that I think that Alabama's leaning towards not playing Tua as much, giving him rest, letting Jalen and Mac Jones come in the game and kind of take and handle this game so that he has rest going into Auburn, so that he is 100% going in to play Georgia in the SEC championship.
Let me ask you, outside of these games, as far as Alabama and the Citadel, there's some games, I guess, that grab you in the SEC. Maybe I'll just throw it to you. Anything grab you in the SEC outside of Alabama and the Citadel?
You know, I think it has to be that Tennessee game. They're playing Missouri, and I think it's a Jeremy Pruitt type game where if he wins this game and he wins next week, they're 7-5, and they're going bowling. And I think that's a big jump in the right direction for the University of Tennessee and for this Jeremy Pruitt coached volunteer program up in Knoxville. I think it comes down to both quarterbacks play, whether the quarterback for Tennessee can go out there and kind of execute the right way, or if Drew Lock comes in and has one of those games that he had against Florida. I think that's the intention-grabbing game within the SEC this week.
Yeah, and I think that's a good point. I mean, what a job by that staff, and I know your brother is a part of that staff, but, I mean, if you talk about a team that went 0-8 in the SEC, having a chance to get qualified to go to a bowl, you can believe that the building blocks are being installed there with Jeremy Pruitt as he's getting people to buy into what he's doing. Going to a bowl game and getting those extra 15 practices would do a lot for this program and headed in the right direction.
Definitely. Going bowling is always something that helps with recruiting and helps with team stamina. It shows that what Coach Pruitt is is saying is the right thing, is that you got to trust the process and trust that we're going to put you in the right situation and the right teams to have success. And if you listen to us, then we're going to win more football games, and the younger guys in this program are going to start buying into that, and that's what it takes. It takes the younger guys to start buying in, and sooner or later, those younger guys are going to be the seniors on the team, and they're going to help mold the younger guys on the football program, and that's what Coach Saban has been able to do, and that's the type of chemistry that now Kirby Smart's installing at the University of Georgia, and it's just kind of like a continual process. The older guys help the younger guys to kind of come afloat and kind of get on board and kind of trust the process and go along with everything, and then it's kind of just Coach Pruitt sitting back and kind of seeing them kind of handle the reins and kind of do everything. So I think that's what he's trying to do, and it's going to take a little while, but I think they're in the right direction as of so far this year.
Now, Vinnie, it's my understanding you're headed south, man. You're taking the advice of most of the birds, man. You're going south to warmer weather, my friend.
Yeah, I'm going down. I'm going to be in Gainesville this weekend to see my dad play Idaho, and then going to come over to Tuscaloosa for this Iron Bowl and see Alabama-Auburn in person and be able to enjoy hopefully some warm weather down in Tuscaloosa.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, listen, we don't want you to miss the flight, so if something jumps in, I don't want to delay you there, but let me ask you about Syracuse and Notre Dame.
You know, Syracuse and Notre Dame is that game of the week, I think. I think it's going to be a upset-worthy game, and that's the game I was going to pick. Syracuse hasn't been beaten badly this year, and I think they've been in contention to win a lot of those games that they have lost, especially the Clemson game. What they have to do is correct their run defense. And if you have seen Syracuse throughout this year, Clemson was able to win that football game just because of their running attack. If they're able to stop the run and pressure this young quarterback of Notre Dame, I think there's going to be maybe an upset in that top three. And then we're going to start talking about how if Michigan's in, how is Notre Dame not in, because Notre Dame beat Michigan this year. So I think there's going to be a little controversy after this weekend.
Vinny, the way that you watch the game, you think Notre Dame can play with Alabama and Clemson, though? I mean, you see them as a team that on a given Saturday can push Alabama, can push Clemson. Are they in that conversation, do you believe?
You know, it's tough to say just because I haven't seen Notre Dame play that elite competition yet. Georgia, Clemson, Alabama, they've all played teams where we can match them up against certain opposition. And you can say that they beat Michigan, but Michigan was such a raw team at the beginning of the year, and Shea Patterson was new to this team, and his defense wasn't doing what they're doing right now. So it's hard to say that Notre Dame could compete with an Alabama, with a Clemson, if Alabama's at 100% and if Clemson's at 100%. I think those are the two best programs in the nation, and I think they're going to end up matching up with each other in the national championship. So to say that Notre Dame can match up against those two teams right now, I can't say that. But, you know, it is any given Saturday. Any team can beat anybody, and if they play well, they don't make mental mistakes, and they get turnovers, anybody can beat anybody on any given day.
And it's going to be a lot of fun for all of us dialed in. I mean, we're dialed in on Cincinnati, Central Florida. We're dialed in a lot of different games. Not a lot of great games, but there's some games with some intrigue. And, you know, I've said this for a couple of weeks, and really it did not happen. But it's one of these weekends where you'll have somebody get beat that's not supposed to. And I said it for the last couple of weeks, and that's not came true. I mean, everybody sort of went as chalk is right down the list. But maybe this is the week somebody falls that gets beat that's not supposed to.
You know, this is one of those weeks where I think you are going to see a couple upsets just because next week is rivalry week. And a lot of people are looking past this week to the big games that they have on their schedule and the big games that everybody looks forward to all year long, like the Alabama and Auburn game and so forth, Florida State. It's all those games that everybody's looking past because it is rivalry week next week. Another one of those games that we have to watch is that West Virginia-Oklahoma State game. Oklahoma State has played everybody really tough this year and has stayed in the games a lot of times, and they've only lost a couple heartbreakers at the end. If Oklahoma State goes in and does what they're able to do at home against West Virginia, and they can force Will Grier to not be comfortable within the pocket, I think it could be one of those games where Will Grier throws a couple picks and kind of sets Oklahoma State up for the upset.
We are continuing to talk Alabama Crimson Tide football and going back to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Being Thanksgiving week, how much different will the itinerary be when we talk about going into the Florida game? Because it's like the holiday, there's distractions there, but certainly the Alabama-Auburn game, you don't need any extra motivation for this one.
No, not at all. Not at all. I think it's going to be exactly like it is every week, and that's exactly how Coach Saban approaches every game week, no matter if there's a holiday or not. The only difference is one night there will be a team dinner probably where everybody sits around and kind of gathers around and has a meal together, but the preparation will be the exact same, and that's how Coach Saban does it. It's going to be a Monday's practice is a Monday's practice, a Tuesday practice is a Tuesday practice, and so far. He won't change anything because he loves repetition and he loves to keep everything the same.
Hey, Vinnie, I'm going to let you go, man, because I don't want you to miss your flight, and I want you to make sure that you make it safe to a sunshine place there. Enjoy a wonderful Thanksgiving. We're going to try to connect with you Monday. It's always made possible by Camellia Place Condos, which is right there on Hackberry. Some great amenities that we love to highlight, certainly close to the campus of the University of Alabama. Camellia Place, the availability right now that will be opening early in 2019. It's Camellia Place Condos. Check it out, CameliaPlaceCondos.com. You can call 205-858-8469 and look at those great photos, the floor plans, the availability. It's all available right there, Camellia Place. You want to add some more to that?
No, I think you handled it perfectly. It's right in the center of Tuscaloosa, a great game day spot, and it's developed by the same builder that built the Chimes in Champions Place. And if you had the opportunity to drive past both of those condos, I think everybody can say that those are the best condos in Tuscaloosa, and they're the best place to be on game day.
Redefining Tuscaloosa game day luxury living, and that's available at Camellia Place there on Hackberry. And, Vinnie, we'll talk again, man, this weekend. We'll have a chance to talk, and have a great trip down to Gainesville, my friend. We appreciate you being part of the conversation.
No doubt. I appreciate you guys for having me on, and I look forward to see you guys next weekend at that Iron Bowl rivalry game.
I got you. Hey, it's great, man. And don't tell Saban, but we've already been talking about Auburn. I mean, the Citadel didn't do it a lot for us this week, so we've been kind of taking our shots when we can get them in.
I think he knows the media's already been talking about that. That's why he's been all fired up this week.
Yeah, but hey, he told us he didn't care what we think. So if he doesn't care, then we can talk about Alabama and Auburn. See, it works both ways. When he tells us he doesn't care what we think, so he didn't care what we say. So we just been talking about it.
Exactly. You got to be able to twist it in your way sometimes. You know what I mean?
Hey, absolutely. Hey, Vinnie, safe travels down to Gainesville, man. I appreciate you for being a part of the show.
Thanks for having me on, guys.